Hello folks, my name's Lee Townsend and welcome back to my YouTube channel. You might remember from the last video that I did about the AEROBAND guitar, this thing, Mr. Daniel Waters, my colleague, keyboard player in my band Gecko Blaster, and much cleverer man than I when it comes to techie stuff. So we thought we'd come on today and do a part 2, and Daniel's going to explain some of the things that he's found out about the guitar over the last, what, like 3 weeks?
Yeah.
I mean, not 3 entire weeks. You've had other work to do, right? But yeah, one of the main issues that he's found with it has been connectivity with the computer to use it as a MIDI controller. And the thing just does not want to be accepted as the primary controller, or just a controller?
A controller. It sort of picks it up, but it doesn't let you use it. So I'm using Native Instruments stuff here, and I've messed around for as long as 45 minutes trying to get this thing connected. Other times you plug it in, it just works.
I mean, that's fine if you're a kid in his bedroom, but if you're at a gig and you try...
yeah, I'm not a kid, I'm not in my bedroom, and we definitely can't have that at a gig. I haven't found out the magic formula yet, so this was actually working half an hour ago. We were playing with it, and now it is not. We are getting no sound through it, so give us a couple of hours and we'll figure it out.
Time.
It works now. It was a sad tale. I had to reboot the laptop.
Did the cup of tea work?
Cup of tea is fantastic. Brick red. So, I had to reboot the laptop, and I haven't opened as much software, so I'm wondering if there is a conflict. I've got lighting controller here, I've got the decks here, and I'm wondering if the combination of all that MIDI stuff
You can stop playing now.
was causing a problem. I'd like to stop playing, but the palm mute that doesn't usually work just worked. So the palm mute...
It worked when you took your fingers off the strings.
Nah, it's like... It's not consistent, you know?
No, it's not consistent.
Which is why I just keep playing.
But that's but that's not ideal, is it?
Well, if you're like... Yeah, there's got to be...
Goodness.
Oh, well, you could turn it off.
Just power it down.
Just power it down.
Anyway, before this video gets too silly, that was like quite a bit of messing around just to get the thing to connect to the software. And I think AEROBAND do partly advertise this as a MIDI controller, right? Or there are other videos online that...
There are. In my opinion, that's all it is. And I'm not saying it's a bad one, and we'll touch on some other things to do with the guitar side of things in a bit, but I think there are a lot of guitarists out there who are not keyboard players, who are not comfortable with a keyboard, who, short of playing do-do-do-do-do-do-do as a kid, they've never really done it. So being able to pick up a familiar instrument and play an A minor on the strings is definitely a benefit.
It almost worked then.
It nearly worked. It's a combination of just mashing the fretboard and here.
You know what you say, obviously it makes a lot of sense with it being only a MIDI controller, but it's a very niche instrument, isn't it? For somebody who can't manage basic chords on a keyboard. Because it doesn't perform very well as a guitar, so it's not like you can go from a string part to like Wonderwall, because you can't play Wonderwall on it.
We can give it a go in a bit, but I don't know. The thing that I've found is some of the features that are guitar features, things like pull-offs, hammer-ons. If you want to use it as a MIDI controller, you're actually much better turning those features off. because they interfere with then just trying to do piano strings or whatever else.
Because of course you wouldn't have those on a keyboard.
You wouldn't have hammer-ons on a keyboard, or not in the same way anyway.
No.
So there are some compromises made. It certainly requires some retraining, as we're going to see in a bit. You've got to play things differently. It's very, very sensitive to you being very close to the fret, although this isn't the best instrument to highlight it on.
Well, the slides are turned off, aren't they?
Are they?
I think so.
Okay, so that then helps with that, so that if you are too close to a fret,
you can't hammer on. We should
accidentally
probably,
hammer on.
let me just make this, zoom this right in.
Wonderful.
So that you can actually see.
Well, we'll demo that on another instrument. So just for clarity, I am a subscriber.
Oh my goodness.
Just for clarity, I'm a subscriber to the Native Instruments 360, I think it's called. It's like 10 a month. It's really cheap. So many instruments. So many instruments. So right now, I'm using their Session Strings 2.
It's really annoying that one note is just constantly playing though, isn't it?
Quiet, but like we can go to, so I'm going to open up the Gentleman here, which is their piano patch.
What? The Gentleman?
The Gentleman, yeah, the Gentleman. So we can load up just...
Okay.
How do you fancy playing some piano on guitar?
Yeah, I cannot play the piano, by the way.
Let me give you a slightly better sound there.
Can we still transpose with the capo? We can. Did I disappoint you? Or let you down? I don't know the chords. And the stars found. I don't know the words either.
No, just the chorus,
Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. What were the chords? You have been the one. You have been the one for me. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. It works nicely as a piano sound.
It does. Harmonies weren't hot, but yeah.
I've got to give it to it as a piano for somebody who doesn't play the piano. Again, it's a really niche instrument that you can do that. But
you're now a pianist.
Some have said that I've always been a pianist.
You want to go more classical?
As in that context, I do really like this.
Yeah.
It's fun for me because I can't play the piano and I've kind of always wanted to.
Now, can you play the vocals?
Play the vocals?
Can you play the vocals, Lee?
I don't know, can I?
Can you play 50 vocals?
Oh, as in a choir?
Yeah. Have you ever thought of that? Have you ever
I
thought of being a choir?
No.
You ever thought of being 50 people whilst being just one person? Because we can make that happen here.
This is the Jacob Collier. Oh, cool. Okay. Jesus. All right.
Was that the palm mute working on this?
Yeah.
Right, so it might be dependent on the patch and sustain settings and things like that. So a bit of a play.
It is. That's weird. That's very much a chord thing, isn't it? Or at least,
absolutely.
at the very least, like a root and a fifth, or a root and a third, or like a triad. Again.
it's over, when we reach the stars, when we look each day and night in the eye, and a hee ha ha, and a nip nap ha.
Boo doo boo boo. Anyway, oh, you could probably do that bit as well. I don't know where the notes are. Anyway, but yeah, for like the intro of a song or a breakdown or something, it's just such a shame that it doesn't play very nicely as a guitar. The feel of like being able to pull off from the string but not completely release the string to mute. Shut up. Like the left hand mute thing, you can't do on this.
No.
If you completely take off, but obviously there's some open strings in that chord,
Yeah.
so you have to use
You
the
have to
mute
use
bar for
palm
that.
mute.
What else can it be used well for?
Well,
Can you do drums with it?
can you do drums with it? Yeah, sure. I'm not sure how much of a car wreck it's going to be, but yes, you can do drums with it. Let's go for a funk kit for you, Lee.
Wow. Oh no, so you got to learn.
Yeah, you've got to know where they all are,
note?
yeah. Boots and cats and boots and cats.
So. Right. Oh, hang on. Oh man, that's wow. You could have loads of fun with this.
Yes. Is it practical? Probably not.
With a looper.
Well, with a looper, if you remember where your notes are, or you can map them, because there's no reason why you couldn't map this stuff.
So for example, in this patch, an A is that. So it doesn't matter where you play it, of course, because that is the same as open A string.
Yep.
So
bear that in mind, it relates to the pitch of the note.
of course it would, because
Yeah.
when it's using another MIDI thing, then it
Yep.
should be the same. So an A is a bass drum, for example. We'll find a where. So that note. A C is it's like a snare, kind of rim shot snare thing. So yeah. I mean, I'm not sure when you would ever use that, to be honest.
I mean, if you're a looping artist, you might do.
Yeah.
Maybe you might do.
The problem is that again, it's so difficult to play as a guitar. I don't know.
So I throw something random at you.
Yeah, go on.
So this Glaze plugin has some real weird stuff in it, some nice stuff. Try that with some chords or a solo.
The possibilities here are wow. The possibilities here are actually quite cool. And if you to switch to this guitar for a song in a band situation could be really interesting.
Yeah, for certain songs. And listen, certainly if you're into more experimental stuff, non-traditional stuff, if you're into real experimental music, this is a real experimental instrument.
Go to that one. That sounds quite cool.
Very experimental again.
Almost, it'd be strange because if you did this on stage, everybody watching would be like, "Where's that sound coming from?"
Yeah.
They wouldn't automatically think, "Yeah, that's coming from the guitar." No. It's cool. It's just cool how you can. It's all of this part of this native instruments thing.
Yeah.
It's
shockingly good value for money.
It's very good, isn't it?
Shockingly good value for money. Try something like Blinding Lights or something like that.
Oh, I don't know how to play it.
How cool is that?
That is wicked. D flat. Oh, minor. Am I playing this song wrong in the band?
I am wondering. When I said play it, I thought you'd just think, oh yeah.
That's why I can't sing it. For context, we actually gig that song. And I can't seem to remember how to play it. You know what? A lot of other people that have reviewed this, I mean, there's some massive pros and some massive cons to this. But a lot of people who have reviewed this are guitarists, and they've looked at this as a guitar without plugging it into a computer. And as a standalone guitar, its shortcomings are unforgivable.
Yeah.
A lot of them are unforgivable. Like the little thing, you're almost not even learning the guitar using this. You're learning to play the AEROBAND. The fact that you can mute by touching the strings on a guitar, the fact that you can mute by slightly lifting your left hand off the fretboard just is non-existent here. The only way of muting seems to be by touching this bar at the bottom, which completely changes the way you play.
Absolutely.
And you've got to be so accurate with it as well. If you're slightly off, if you're even touching the fret, like if you look at that, obviously the camera can't see that, but I'm barely touching the next fret, and it's actually recognising 2 notes here. I don't know if it'll play both the notes. No,
it will only play one, but the risk is
that it plays the wrong one.
Wrong one, exactly. So, and where you've got less sustained instruments, that very much shows very quickly. Now, I want to be the counter to that and say that in some ways, using it as a MIDI instrument where it requires that level of accuracy might actually improve your playing. It might
yeah.
tidy up your playing. Because the other thing that you need to consider is, let's say you're playing a normal guitar and you brush a string with your little finger or your thumb or whatever, it's not going to come through loud enough. On here it is. So it really tidies up your left hand and your right hand, really cleans up your playing, makes it really, I don't want to say clinical, because clinical can be the opposite of creative, but it really does tidy up your playing. It makes you less messy, more accurate. So I think it has its pros. I think it's an accidental pro, but it's there. You know, when trying to find good things, I think that is actually a good thing. And you know, we've both been messing around with this, and we found ourselves having to work hard to get that accuracy down. Yeah, absolutely.
Having to relearn.
Absolutely.
Does it do organ?
Let's do organ. You want some organ? So we will go into.
You know what I'm thinking.
I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking. Let's find the organ.
You need a new mouse.
I need a new mouse. Let me search this instead. There we go.
You've got a message.
Let me mute that. Let me find you. Look.
Yes.
Thing right in play.
Yeah, it is. Like if you're slightly off the fret, you need to be bang on with it, and particularly with the bar, I tend to kind of bar towards the fret, but you can't. You have to be dead straight on it. So. But you don't succeed when you get what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in reverse almost. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Oh. It works for that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that version.
No, not that version. But like, if you looped that, and then you switch to guitar patch and
boom, bam. Actually, that's piano, isn't it?
Boom, 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 boom. So you could actually play the whole song on that.
As a loop, that could be cool.
Yeah,
I might do it. I'm going to do a cover of that song.
You're going to do a cover of that song with this.
Yeah. Although I'd need your laptop.
You're going to need me.
Yeah. You know what else is on the organ?
What's that?
Je t'aime, oui je t'aime. Moi non plus. Oh mon amour. Comme la vague.
Right, Chris Martin, let's move away from your organ and let's do something a bit more us.
apologies about the shoddy playing, but
Muse. We can do Muse.
we could do Muse.
We're going to do a Muse set. All of it.
We're promising a lot here.
Or Doctor Who.
You have a go. You do something. You do something.
What am I doing?
I don't know.
I don't know stuff.
In fact, before we do that, I think we've kept enough of the people's time. Have we got like any closing thoughts or like I don't know. I don't want to like list pros and cons because it's so I don't know. There's so much to think about, and it depends on the musician.
I think it does come down to...
I do feel like it's proper niche, though.
It's proper. I think it comes down to use case. What I would say is, I think we'll use this in Gecko Blaster.
Do you actually?
I kind of do, yeah, because it excites me, okay? There's something that excites me about it. You know what I would love?
It'd be great if it could be wireless. Yeah.
Wouldn't it? Would be absolutely amazing if it was wireless. I can understand why it isn't, and that's a complication.
Can you do wireless MIDI over USB?
The problem's latency.
Right.
I don't know if there is a protocol that can make it work, or if they'd have to design something. I don't know. I don't know.
No.
But that would be nice, because otherwise you're attached to a cable. There is a limit as to how long this cable can be. But that said, you know, there might be some songs where I think it's nicer to be on guitar-ish than it is on the keyboard.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I feel like it's got a place somewhere, and I haven't quite found where that place is.
Playability as a guitar, I think to play this, actually, you have to vaguely be able to fingerpick.
Yeah.
Because strumming all the strings kind of only works on the ambient...
You need to be able to...
Playing all the strings like with a pick would only work for things like the ambient things, the choir stuff. If you're playing full chords,
choirs and those sorts of things. But otherwise, you really do need to be not just capable with finger picking, but really capable of not knocking another string. Yeah. This comes down to that accuracy again. It's got a place. I think the marketing's way off. Like the marketing of a beginner's guitar. If you learn on this, you're missing decent hammer-ons, you're missing decent pull-offs, you're missing the ability to bend a freaking string. You can't do that. Palm muting or any sort of muting that you might naturally do, you can't do. It also likes to just do stuff every now and again. Yeah, it's like...
Obviously, those sounds are not going to behave like a string. They wouldn't, but it's got its place somewhere. Listen. That sound reminds me of something.
Does it? I suppose it's, Rugrats. No?
I don't think it's that. It's been a while since I've watched Rugrats, to be honest.
Me too, I hasten to add. How about...